Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to be doing a semi purple smoky eye, and I'm going to show you how to do liner using a liquid lipstick. Yes, I said it. We are going to be using a liquid lipstick for liner. So if you would like to see how I achieve this look here, then just stick around and keep on watching.
So let's hop right into it. The first thing that I'm going to do is prime my eyelids. The primer that I'm using is Painterly by MAC, and I'm taking a flat concealer brush and buffing that right into my eyelid. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Raw Sienna from the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to take my blending brush by Estee Lauder and I'm going to buff that right into the crease. I'm going to use windshield wiper motions. This way I know that I can distribute the product evenly. Then I'm going to go in with Real Guard from the same palette and buff that right on top of Raw Sienna just to begin to build some depth, so that way when I go in with my deeper colors it has a nice transition. As you can see with my trend, I'm just building up colors one by one. So I'm going to go in with Venetian Red and I'm going to put that right on top of the Real Guard just to add a little bit more depth. I'm going to go in with these nice burnt oranges and maroon colors, so this way when I add in that purple, it goes perfectly. And then what I'm going to do is repeat the same exact steps, but this time we're going to use the eyeshadow Love Letter and put that right in the crease as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 4 eyeshadow palette by MAC that I made, and I'm going to go in with a medium purple shade and start to build up some depth right in the outer V of my crease and my eye. I'm doing this just so that way it can add a little bit more depth and I can make a semi-smoky eye. I didn't want to do a full smoky eye, so that's why I concentrated the shadow mainly on the corner. Next, I'm going to go back into that same palette and I'm going to take the deepest purple shade and I'm going to concentrate that right in the end just to make that really nice smoky diffuse eye look. The reason that I went in with so many other colors before this deep color is so that way when I blend it out, it all blends nice and seamless together. Because had I not started off with those other transition colors, it would have been very harsh and you would have saw where one stopped and one started. Now I'm just going to go back into that Modern Renaissance palette and I'm going to use Bloom Fresco, and I'm going to take the packing brush, the one that just came in the palette, and I'm going to pack that right onto my lid. I'm using packing motions rather than swiping motions because when you pack, you deposit more color, and I want this to be nice and full coverage. Now onto the fun part. I'm going to go in with 2 liquid lipsticks by Kat Von D Beauty. The first one is Exorcism and the other one is Love. And I'm just going to take my pencil brush and I'm just going to start drawing a line just as if I was using a regular gel eyeliner. And I'm going to put that tight along my eyelash line. I'm going to wing it out just a little bit so this way I can elongate the eye and make it a little bit more of an almond shape. So the Exorcism was a little dark for me, so I actually went back in with the Love liquid lipstick, and they spell it L-U-V, and I put that right on top of the Exorcism. And I did it right after I finished with the first one because you don't want it to dry too much because you want the colors to blend together. So now that the top is done, I'm just going to go in with Smolder by MAC and I'm going to put that right into my waterline, and I'm going to do that on both eyes. And now I'm just going in with my Sigma pencil brush and I'm going back in with that Real Guard, and I'm also going to go in with Love Letter and I'm just going to smoke out the bottom and smudge in that smolder. It was still looking a little harsh to me, so what I did was I went back in with my blending brush by Estee Lauder and diffused some of those harsh lines at the bottom of my eye. And then I went in with a flat edge tight brush and I just smoked out the bottom a little bit more along the lash line using that deep purple that I use at the top of my eyelid to help deepen the crease. I put that right along the lash line and smudged that all the way in, about 3/4 or maybe 5/6 of the way. Now I'm just going to go with this frosty metallic purple eyeshadow, and I'm just going to take a small flat brush and I'm going to put that right into my inner corner. This is just going to help to open up the eye and give a little bit more of a futuristic galaxy look. I wanted to go for something a little bit different than the traditional silver or pink, so I decided why not just try this frosty purple, and it actually came out really pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my blush. I already put on my mascara and my wispy lashes off camera, and I'm just going to add that from the balls of my cheek all the way back closer to my hairline. And I went with this color because it has a nice pop of color, but it's not overwhelming. It's just very, very, very soft, and that's something I was going for, especially because there's so much color going on in the eyes. And last but not least, you know we have to go in with the most exciting part, which is the highlighter. And I'm going to go in with Superb by Meg, and I'm using the same fluffy angle brush that I use for the blush, and I'm putting that right on top of my cheekbone, right above the brow, just so you know, add a little bit of lift. I'm going to drag that down the bridge of my nose, across the top of my lip, a little bit on my chin, just to bring a little bit of light to the face, and we are going to be all done. So now we're going to go in with the lips. I'm going to use my lip liner by MAC. This one's in the shade Plum, and I'm just going to line my lips top and bottom. I'm going to slightly fill them in just a little bit, so this way it doesn't look like one harsh line, but a nice gradient for when I go in with my liquid lipstick. So the liquid lipstick that I'm going in with is Sepia by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just going to concentrate that right into the center of the lip, and then I'm just going to distribute it outwards, blending it into the lip liner. If you have to go back in with that lip liner just to make sure everything is blended and even, that is perfectly fine. Just try to do it before the liquid lipstick dries, because then it's going to look harder to blend. So now that the lips are dry, I'm just going to go in with this sparkly pink lip gloss, and I'm going to pop that right into the center of the lip just to give a little extra plumpness. And then voila, we are actually all done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with my Fix Plus spray and give myself a couple spritzes just to bind all the makeup together and give myself a nice glowy dewy finish. And then we are all finished.
So this is the finished look, you guys. I hope you all really enjoyed this video and this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to thumbs it up, share with your friends, and comment down below some liquid lipsticks you like to use as a liner. And don't forget, most importantly, subscribe to my channel so that way you will never miss out on another upload. And even if you want to, you can also hit the notification button so that way it'll come right to your email every time I upload a new video or a new tutorial. Alright, so until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye!